Right now, you are sitting somewhere safe. There is a roof above you. The temperature is controlled. Food is within reach. No predator is hunting you. No rival tribe is closing in. By every measurable standard, you are fine. And yet, something in you does not believe it. Something keeps scanning. Something keeps waiting. Something in the back of your mind is already preparing for a threat that never arrives. And the strangest part is not that this feeling exists. The strangest part is that it has a reason, a very old, very specific reason that has nothing to do with your life today. Your brain still thinks you live in a cave, not metaphorically, not as a figure of speech. The architecture of your mind was built for a world that disappeared roughly 10,000 years ago. The version of reality your brain evolved to navigate looked nothing like yours. There were no cities, no screens, no salaries, no deadlines. There was only the immediate environment, the people in your group, the animals around you, and the very real possibility that today might be the day something killed you. That world shaped every default setting your brain runs on. And here you are, in a completely different world, still running those same settings. Anthropologist John Tooby and psychologist Lita Cosmides spent decades developing what they called the theory of the adapted mind. Their central argument was straightforward and a little unsettling. The human brain is not a general purpose thinking machine. It is a collection of specialized systems, each one designed to solve a specific problem that your ancestors faced repeatedly over millions of years. Those systems do not update automatically. They do not check the calendar. They do not know that the year has changed or that the environment around them has transformed beyond recognition. They just keep running. Take the way you react to sudden loud noises. Your body responds before your conscious mind has any idea what happened. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, your attention narrows to a single point. This happens in milliseconds, far faster than thought. It is not a choice. It is an ancient circuit doing exactly what it was built to do, because in the environment where that circuit evolved, a sudden loud noise very often meant something was about to eat you. The circuit that hesitated got removed from the gene pool. The circuit that reacted first, asked questions later, survived. You inherited that circuit, and now it fires when someone drops a plate in the kitchen. This is not a flaw, it is a feature operating in the wrong context. Neuroscientist Lisa Feldman Barrett describes the brain as a prediction machine. Its primary job is not to react to the world. Its primary job is to anticipate the world, to build a model of what is about to happen based on everything that has happened before. And for the vast majority of human history, that model was built in a very specific kind of environment. Small groups of people, dense social hierarchies, scarce resources, constant physical demands, immediate feedback. If you ate, you survived. If you did not eat, you felt it within hours. Your brain built its prediction model for that world. Now you live in this one, and the mismatches are everywhere. Think about why you find it almost impossible to ignore a notification on your phone. Your rational mind knows it can wait. You know that whatever is in that message is almost certainly not urgent, and yet the pull is almost physical. The reason is that your brain evolved in a social environment where being excluded from the group was not merely unpleasant, it was a death sentence. A human alone on the African savanna 10,000 years ago did not survive long. The group was everything: protection, food, knowledge, reproduction. Being ignored by your group meant you were being edged out. That was an emergency, so your brain built a system to monitor social signals obsessively. Every glance in your direction, every shift in someone's tone of voice, every moment of being included or left out. These were survival data points. Your brain tracked them with the same intensity it tracked predators, and now that same system is tracking your notification count. The technology changed in a decade. The brain changed not at all. Psychologist Roy Baumeister studied what he called the negativity bias, the well-documented tendency of the human mind to weight negative information more heavily than positive information of equal size. A threat registers faster, stays in memory longer, and influences behavior more powerfully than an equivalent reward. Baumeister found this bias baked into cognition at nearly every level, and the reason is not mysterious once you understand the evolutionary logic. In an environment of real physical danger, the cost of ignoring a threat was death. The cost of ignoring a reward was merely a missed opportunity. The math was simple and brutal. One false negative could end your bloodline. 1,000 false positives just meant you were a little more anxious than necessary. So the brain erred heavily toward the negative, toward caution, toward threat detection, toward staying alert long after the danger had passed. That asymmetry made perfect sense in the Pleistocene. It creates a lot of unnecessary suffering in a world where most of the threats you encounter are deadlines, social embarrassments, and comment sections. It treats them like survival emergencies. Consider what happens when resources feel scarce. Scarcity was the baseline condition for most of human evolutionary history. Food was not guaranteed, water was not guaranteed, shelter was not guaranteed. Your ancestors who obsessed over resource accumulation, who hoarded, who planned, who always ate more than they needed when food was available, those ancestors were more likely to survive the lean seasons. That drive toward accumulation was selected for, hard over hundreds of thousands of years. You still have it, all of it. And now it expresses itself in environments of unprecedented abundance. You live in a world where calories are so easy to obtain that overconsumption has become a health crisis, where storage is so cheap that people accumulate objects they will never use, where information is so plentiful that attention itself has become the scarce resource. Your ancient accumulation drives have not faded. They have simply latched onto whatever the environment makes available. The instinct is the same. The target has changed. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar identified what became known as Dunbar's number, the observation that human beings have a cognitive limit of roughly 150 meaningful social relationships. This number appears to be stable across cultures, across history, across different types of human societies, from hunter-gatherer bands to modern village structures. Dunbar argued it reflects the actual processing capacity of the social brain, the maximum number of individuals your mind can track, model, and maintain real relationships with simultaneously. Your ancestors lived in groups close to that number. They knew everyone around them personally. They understood the relationships between all members of their community. The social world was small, dense, and knowable. Now consider what the modern world hands that same social brain. Hundreds of acquaintances, thousands of online followers, millions of public figures whose lives you are invited to track and respond to emotionally. News cycles that deliver the personal suffering of strangers at a rate that your great-great-grandparents could not have imagined. Your brain was built to care about 150 people. It is now being asked to process the emotional weight of a planet. No wonder it feels exhausted. None of this means you are broken. It means you are ancient. It means the machine inside your skull is extraordinarily well designed, just not for here, not for now. The brain that keeps you anxious was the brain that kept your ancestors alive. The brain that craves sugar was the brain that sought rare caloric density in a world where it almost never existed. The brain that cannot put down the phone is the brain that refused to miss a single social signal in a group where social standing determined survival. Every default you fight against is a solution your lineage paid for in blood over millions of years. The insight that changes things is not learning to override these systems. It is learning to see them for what they are. When the anxiety arrives without a visible cause, you are not broken. You are running ancient threat detection software in a low-threat environment. When you feel the pull of social comparison, you are not shallow. You are running a status monitoring system that once had real survival consequences. When you cannot stop eating even though you are full, you are not undisciplined. You are running a caloric storage program designed for a world where the next meal was never guaranteed. You are, in a very literal sense, a Pleistocene mind in a modern world, and the first step toward navigating that gap is simply knowing it exists. Tonight, you will probably feel a small spike of anxiety about something that poses no real physical threat. Your brain will scan for danger the way it always has, the way it was built to, the way it kept a long line of your ancestors alive long enough to produce you. And somewhere in that scan, if you catch it right, you might recognize it for what it actually is, not a malfunction, not a weakness, not evidence that something is wrong with you. Just a cave brain doing its best in a world it never expected to see. If this video made you see your own mind a little differently, please subscribe to Stickstory and activate the bell. There is a lot more where this came from, and if you want to help the channel grow, leave a like and a comment. It takes 1 second and it means more than you think.